Alright guys, so we are going to now do the update video I promised on the new additions that I got from the Reptile Expo. I didn't get a whole lot of new additions. I didn't really go looking for animals, except for a freebie that I was owed. I was looking more for supplies, but I did get a couple of animals, and we're going to start with the first one right here. You may be able to kind of guess by the enclosure and the setup what we've got in here, and I'm going to attempt to give it a feed as well. This is a female Mexican, or not Mexican, well, it is Mexican, female Pueblan milk snake. Some of you will know that I had one before. I did not think out very wisely the housing, not knowing that they are little escape artists, and it escaped, and I have not found it yet. Hold on, guys. I got to find my tongs. All right, so I've got my tongs, and I'm going to make an attempt now to feed the snake. I thawed Pinky Mouse. Not sure if it will take it or not, but we will find out. I don't know what the gender of the other snake was that I had. But like I said, it escaped because I didn't really think out the fact that these guys are a little escape artists. This one's not cooperating with me here. I don't know whether the other snake is still at large or if it ever made it out of my house. I don't know. But it's not around anymore. I think the snake is fine. There we go. Finally smelled the mouse and took it, and is now attempting to swallow it. When I was at the expo, there was actually only maybe 3 Pueblan milk snakes out of all of the vendors there. Sorry for the shaking, these guys. I'm really trying here. There's only like 3 Pueblans that I saw in the entire place. I saw this one, and I really liked the wide cream bands that she had on her, and the fact that she was labeled as a female. So I wanted her, but I was not going to get her unless I got an enclosure that I knew she would not get out of, because I was not going to have a repeat. So I went around the expo looking, and I finally found this 10-gallon enclosure here, and I'll show you. I got a bit of a discount on it because on account of a slight crack down here in the corner, which is really has absolutely no effect on the animal or its well-being or anything. It was marked down like half price of what the other glass enclosures were, and then I bought it this like fake rock water dish and this hide here, which was only a couple of bucks. And then I had this Zilla fake rock hide that I bought for a tarantula enclosure, and it ended up being too big for the enclosure, so now it is the snake's hide, and she seems to prefer that one. So there we go. That is the first pickup. My female Pueblan milk snake now happily swallowing a baby mouse. So let's go check out the rest of them. Now the next edition, I don't know if we will get to see because it is hiding, but I'm going to put a fruit fly in its enclosure. See if maybe we can draw it out. This is a very, very tiny little sling. I definitely did not go to the expo looking for any tarantulas. I did see some, actually quite a few there that I wanted to get. But knowing that I've got some coming eventually when the weather warms up, and the fact that I feel like I've already got plenty, I didn't pull the trigger on buying any tarantulas, but I did get this one free because this is the freebie that was owed to me by Nature's Exquisite Creatures after I bought a female Phonoplema moderatum from them. I picked this as a freebie on the website, and they just simply forgot to pack it. So they were at the expo. I met them up there, and they gave me my freebie, which is a used to be Brachypelma, used to be Brachypelma albopilosum. Now there has been a name change. If you're not aware of that, well then you're you've been living under a rock, but it's now called, I'm going to do the best I can in pronouncing this, Tsililtocatl albopilosum. This is the curly hair. I asked them whether this was the Nicaraguan or the hobby form, and they told me that it was a hobby form. I was really hoping that it was a Nicaragua because many of you know I picked up a female Nicaragua curly hair at the Tarantula Takeover show back in April, and it would have been nice to have another Nicaragua with it hopefully being a male, and then I could breed her so that there's more pure curly hairs in the hobby, because there's way too many hobby form out there in my opinion. Not really was I ever interested in the hobby form, but you know, I'm never going to turn down a free tea, so I don't think we're going to see this one right now. Trust me, it's very tiny. You can see I'm feeding it high dye fruit flies, so that tells you that it's quite a small little sling. So we're going to move on to the last edition that I got. And now for the final new edition, and the first one that I picked up at the expo, and the one I'm probably the most excited about getting, besides the snake, of course. You may recognize this, a female black widow. It was one of the first tables that we went to. It was the vendor's name is Lulu's Worms. They're more like a bait shop, but they had quite a few teas there and some scorpions. And this was the only widow that was at the entire show. But at that table, I picked her up and I thought, oh, cool, that's a black widow. And it was sitting with some other enclosures, and I thought there was other black widows there. But then when I started looking closer, I realized she was the only one there on that table, and I decided it would be wise to go ahead and get her. I paid $10 for her in the enclosure and everything that she is in here that you see now. Plus, the guy told me that she could possibly be gravid, so that would be really awesome. I don't know if she's hungry right now. She's definitely not paying much attention to the fly. She's trying to get away from it more than anything. But a lot of you will remember that I did have, there she goes, did have a female black widow that was wild caught. I found it in the yard with 2 egg sacs, and those egg sacs, one of those egg sacs hatched, and I ended up having a bunch of babies. It was the first time that I was caring for spiderlings, and the majority of them died. I had some that survived. I sold some to Tom Moran. I sold some to Norvis 8-Legged Critters, and I sold some to my friend Tennessee Tarantulas. And then I had, there goes the death bite. And then I had a few more that made it, and within about a year I had 2 females left, and I just released them in my yard. Maybe they will come up again next year. But since I found that girl in the yard and kept her and started taking care of babies, I learned a lot more about black widows, and the main fact is they're nowhere near as dangerous as everyone thinks they are. And unless you're, say, this fly right here, they're actually not deadly either. And you would have to be doing something pretty serious like squeezing them to even get bit. Most people get bit when they leave their shoes outside, then they don't check their shoes and they cram their foot in there, smush the spider. The spider freaks out and bites them. It's just a defensive thing. They're not aggressive at all. They're not out to hurt you. And like I said, the venom won't kill you. It might hurt like hell, but you won't die. I mean, it's very, very small chance that someone out there may have a really adverse reaction, but it's highly unlikely. It's just going to hurt like hell. So there you go. Black widows, not aggressive, not deadly, not dangerous, but definitely beautiful. So guys, that's all the new additions that I have. Like I said, the other stuff I got some cork bark tubes for my pokies, which I plan on rehousing eventually. I also got a couple of small arboreal enclosures for the 2 Avicularia Azara classes that I have left. One of them died. Most of you know Avicularias are very fickle, and so it's pretty easy for them to die. But I have 2 remaining. I've got them in round dram vials, and I'm just not happy with what they're living in. So I got that rehousing coming up. I've got some other things in the works, so be looking for that stuff, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will let me know with a thumbs up, a comment, a subscription, a share, and always, always, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. See you guys later. God bless you.